think museums are like grandmothers. They hold the stories and the archives that are passed down to future generations. They give us a sense of belonging and anchor our roots. Museums specifically anchor us in a particular time in history. For the Museum of Qazvin, that time is from the 16th to the 19th centuries. Anyone who chooses to take a look at the majestic past of the Islamic era of Iran while in Qazvin should pay this museum a visit. Here you'll also get a bonus package. Among the many items that are on display in these showcases, there's a special collection of pottery and bronze objects dating back to the 3rd and 1st millennia BC. Still, there are some things that are just too big to fit behind these glass boxes, and the historic Yazdiha house is one of them. It was built towards the end of the Qajar period and belonged to a merchant. It used to be a huge complex comprising many connected houses. Sadly, the western and southern sections of the complex were lost over the years, and only the outer courtyard and its immediate rooms have managed to survive. Qazvin is one of the provinces of Iran that has a rich historical footprint, since it was on the ancient Silk Road. Just by looking at the surviving monuments, you can tell that the Qajars pursued a very energetic construction program. The architecture, the various designs and techniques used to decorate them give us a somewhat complete and comprehensive illustration of the qualities of Qajar art. One of the specific architectural characteristics of the Yazdiha house is its low ceilings, both in the basements and in the living quarters. The most interesting room here is the main living room that's been decorated with beautiful tile work, carved and molded stucco and inlaid mirrorwork. The ceiling of this room is quite eye-catching as well, with its many painted wood and plaster panels and ornate flower and bird designs.
معمولاً بناهای مسکونی در شهر قزوین به خاطر کم آبی شهر به صورت گودال باغچه ساخته می شدن. یعنی ابتدا گود برداری می کردن و بعد بنا رو در پیرامون اونجا احداث می کردن به خاطر اینکه بتونن راحت‌تر به آب قنات دسترسی داشته باشن.
In the basement, there is a small pool and fountain that provided cool drinkable water during hot summer days. The water of such pools wouldn't freeze during cold winters since they were covered. These areas were also used for wudu, a purity ritual in Islam that's performed before prayer. As we bid this old house farewell, we prepare for one last stop before heading home. Our final destination is 90 kilometers to the south of the province of Qazvin, along the Buin Zahra road. Within the provincial borders of the Markazi or central province, there is a small village known as Hejib. In old Persia, the king's mother was considered to be an important figure who commanded respect. Queen mothers enjoyed economic independence, traveled, and were involved in some administrative affairs. In the Safavid period, Qazvin was one of the major trading centers of Iran and underwent a lot of development. It was then that the mother of Shah Abbas the Great, who was the 5th Safavid king, commissioned the construction of a fully equipped caravanserai. And that's how the Hejib caravanserai came to be. Look beyond its current wind-beaten appearance and remember that in those days, in the 16th century, it was one of the most luxurious caravanserais in Iran. On the outer eastern side of the caravanserai, you can see arched compartments that served as workshops for trades that were much needed: blacksmithing, saddle repairing, and bag and saddlebag weaving, amongst other crafts. One of the things that was essential in the eyes of travelers was a sufficient water supply, both for themselves and for their animals.
در کاروانسرایی مثل کاروانسرای حجیب در حقیقت یک آب انبار تعبیه شده در وسط کاروانسرا و حوضی در قسمت پایین که امکان بهره‌مندی چارپایان رو از اون آب فراهم می‌کرده. این آب معمولاً از چشمه‌های دوردست به وسیله قنات منتقل می‌شده.
Culture is what differentiates societies from one another and is an important part of the identity of any nation that exists on this ever-evolving planet we all call home. At the heart of our existence is the desire to have audiences who will never forget us. I think that is what these many monuments are trying to show us. This is Gulnar Farnudi for Iran.